name is Phoebe, a 27-year-old office worker. I live a happy life with my parents and Paige, my little sister. Our older brother, who was a year older than me, lived near our house, so he would often visit us. I actually had strange powers. Since I was little, I can feel it when danger was approaching our family. My mom became sure that I was gifted when I was 4. That day, my mom was planning to go to the next town using the train. But I was making a fuss from the morning, although I was usually a very good girl. And I didn't let her go. Mom, don't go out! I think you shouldn't use the train today. Please don't go outside! Okay. She usually predicts things correctly. My mom was aware that my predictions often came true. So she felt worried and decided not to go out. And 2 hours later, the train she was planning to go on was broadcasted on the news after a collision. I knew Phoebe had special powers. Since then, I would predict it when dangers were coming our way. And I've been saving my family from any accidents. When I was in elementary school, this happened. Mom, Paige is crying! We have to go home quickly! Huh? Paige is crying? But I think Paul is at home. He said he'll look after her while we're shopping. No! We have to go home now! I was being stubborn, so we quickly went home. And then we found Paige trembling on top of the bookshelves in the living room. It turns out that Paige, who was just 3 years old, wasn't able to get down after climbing the bookshelves once she woke up from her nap. I won't do it again, I promise! So please get me down! I'm sorry! After my mom carried her down, obviously Paige and Paul, who went to hang out with his friends, leaving his sister alone, were both scolded good time by my mom. Remembering my mom back then would still make me pee in my pants because she was super scary. That incident is still brought up within my family as a funny story. But if I didn't realize that Paige wasn't in danger, she might have fell down from her head and we wouldn't have been able to laugh about it. And before our little brother Cain was born... Hey Mom, I think we'll have a new family member soon. Huh? Is that true? Just like I predicted, Mommy Penny was pregnant with Cain. And a year later, Cain was born, and the 4 of us became siblings. These things happen repeatedly, so everyone in my family soon realized that I had magic powers. When I warned them about something, they would trust me and follow my advice. But sometimes my special powers would also hurt their feelings. There was a time when my dad, who was an office worker, was really busy and worked until very late. Dad, you're very busy recently, but you won't have to go to work from next month.
Huh? Why?
Because I think the CEO would get taken away by a police car and you should get a day off.
If that's true, Phoebe, don't tell that to anyone!
A month later, the CEO of the company my dad worked for got arrested for illegal dealings, and the company went bankrupt. After my dad heard about it from me, my dad lost a lot of weight, unable to share this big news with anybody. Dad's gonna get sick because of me. Since then, I started to be careful and think before telling anyone what I felt. 20 years later, they say these powers disappear as you grow up. But in my case, The number of predictions I make decreased in frequency, and now I would just feel it a few times a year. Thanks to that, I'm living a normal life. The other day, my brother Paul visited our house with his girlfriend Ivy. My brother was pretty handsome, but he had a nerdy side, so he struggled to find a girlfriend. Ivy was the first girlfriend whom my brother invited to visit us after he got a job. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Our age is close, so I hope we can be good friends, Phoebe. She said that to me, but at that moment, something almost slipped from my mouth. Oh no, that was close. I almost told her that. Yes, nice to meet you too. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well today. Like that, I quickly went back into my room. Why? Why is it? I almost told my brother, you shouldn't date this person. My heart was racing even though I went back to my room. But Ivy often came to visit us with Paul since then, and she seems to get along well with my family too. I guess I was overthinking it when I felt that. I tried to convince myself and tried to forget what happened the other day. But one day, I found out what Ivy was really like. When I was reading a book in my room, someone opened the door without knocking and I found Ivy there. Huh? Ivy? What are you doing? Where's Paul? Oh, Paul and your family went shopping for dinner. Huh? I see. But if she's coming into someone's room, I hope she knocks before entering. Hey, how long are you planning to stay here, Phoebe? Huh? My eyes were about to pop out hearing her sudden question. Huh? How long? Well, I might leave if I get married, but... Huh? I thought you were 27. You even have a job. How about you start looking after yourself on your own? This house, it's nice that it's big, but I can't handle 2 in-laws at once. I don't think where I live is any of your business, Ivy. Why are you telling me this? It's obvious. I want to move in after I get married to Paul. I can't live in that cheap apartment with him. He's the first son, the heir of the family, so it's natural for him to live here. Huh? Huh? Is this Ivy's real personality? In the future, this house and all the other properties are going to be Paul's and mine. So I need all my in-laws to move out quickly. There was nothing I could say, and I just stood there aghast. Hey, don't tell me you're after our land and property. Well, I assume you don't have any valuable property, but the land you own is definitely attractive. If your family didn't own any land, why would I date a dull guy like him? It's true that our house is built on the land that we inherited from our ancestors, so it's pretty... very spacious, although I don't want to brag. But who thought she just wanted our land? At that moment, the door of our house opened and we heard Paul and the other family members come home. Ivy changed her bossy attitude completely and called Paul's name in a nasal voice and left my room. Before she left, she turned around to me and said, "Understood. Never tell Paul about the conversation we had just now. If you ever tell him, you'll never get away with it. Well, even if you did tell anyone, I bet they'll believe me over you because Paul is crazy in love with me." Gosh, this is an emergency. I guess the feeling I felt on the first day was right. After that, I gave some advice to my brother, saying he should think it over about dating Ivy. But no matter how many times I told him, he had no intention of listening to me because he was so crazy in love. We siblings had been very close since we were small, but for the first time our bond was breaking apart. Why does he only listen to what Ivy says? Can't he trust his sister more? I was feeling very upset. And whenever Paul and his girlfriend visited our house, I would go out and avoid them as much as I can. But one day, Paul brought Ivy home and told us there was something important they wanted to tell us. So all the family members got together. Today, Kane was even at home, although he's usually very busy. I guess Paul called him too because he had an important announcement to make.
Actually, there's something very important to tell you today. Ivy's pregnant with my baby. We're getting married.
Huh? Paul and Ivy looked happy when they announced it. But of course I wasn't able to celebrate. Paul usually makes decisions carefully, but he's getting married because his girlfriend got pregnant? Is he really sure about it? After our marriage, I want to move in with you for a while. I always thought I wanted to move into this house in the future. She was looking at me with a triumphant expression for some reason.
So, Phoebe's room is the largest, so it would be nice if you can move to another room before she gives birth.
Huh? But the child she's pregnant with, the child is not yours, Paul. The words left my mouth before I realized, and I was surprised myself too. It's happening again after a long time. Gosh, I messed up. It just slipped out of my mouth. I'm sorry. The words just slipped out.
Huh? What?
Hey, that's mean. Phoebe, what are you saying? Are you picking on your sister-in-law even before we get married? Ivy was losing her calm and looked pale. Oh, I see. Oh, I get it now.
Oh, all right. Oh my god, what a pain.
My family, who all knew about my special powers, understood the situation instantly. Paul was also looking down and remained silent. Hey, why is no one protecting me? You're so mean! Mean! I can't believe you're suspicious about the baby father. She was making a fuss in front of us, but my family was all feeling awkward. Then, Mommy Penny opened her mouth to speak. I'm sorry, but they say you can get a DNA test even before the baby is born. How about we get it properly tested? I don't want to believe it's true, but Phoebe's words are special in this household. Huh? Are you telling me you can't trust your daughter-in-law? Paul, tell her! Say something!
Let's go home today. Let's go back home and discuss about it in private.
Huh? Hey, your family is weird! What is going on with you too, Paul? What is going on with your family?
Cut it! We're going home! Just come with me!
Like that, she was dragged home by Paul. Sis, are you sure about what you said just now? It slipped out before I realized, so I assume...
There wasn't a time where your predictions weren't right. So, I guess it's the truth.
Right, it must be true. Hey, sis, what is Ivy really like? After Paige asked me, I revealed everything she told me the other day in front of my family.
Oh no! It's finally showtime! Cool! Let me pose!
Gosh, what the hell? I guess Ivy was acting to look like a good girlfriend in front of us. Does that mean she's deceiving Paul? Oh, it makes me furious! I'll never forgive her! Paige, who loved her brother, was really frustrated. Well, Paige. Our priority is to find out the truth. If Phoebe's words turn out to be true, then I won't leave that little brat alone. Paul has the whole family with him, so I'll teach her how powerful we are. Paige and Mom were really motivated. Kane was also smirking. Oh no, Ivy. Looks like you've made the worst people be your enemies. A few weeks later. Ivy had been repeatedly refusing to take the DNA test, but after Paul told her that he won't get married until she takes the test, she had no other choice but to go to the hospital. The result obviously said that Paul wasn't the baby father. After we heard about it, Paige and I barged into Paul's house. At first, Mommy, Penny, and Kane, with his various kinds of friends, wanted to come with us, but we didn't want anything uncontrollable to happen, so we persuaded them not to come, and the two of us barged in. Ivy, I knew you were cheating on him. I heard that the baby father was not Paul and a complete stranger. No! This has to be some kind of mistake. Right, Paul? Right? You won't believe the test results, will you? How dare she pretend like she doesn't even know when she's in this situation? But we knew this might happen. So Paige has already prepared some advice. We already have evidence. We hired a detective, so we know what you've been up to. You're having an affair with a married man at work, right? You got into a scandalous situation by getting pregnant, so you tried to take advantage of my pure brother, Paul! I'll never let that happen! Now that we showed her the undeniable evidence, it was impossible for her to fight back. Ugh! My plan was going perfectly! Why did you know that Paul wasn't the baby father? Then Paul, who had been silent, finally opened his mouth to speak.
I guess Phoebe's words were right all along. I was stupid for being on cloud 9 after I got a girlfriend. I'm sorry I didn't trust your words, Phoebe.
What the hell? What a weird family! I don't want to marry into such a weird family. When she was about to leave with those last words, I told her. Huh? Wait a second. Oh, I get it. All right, makes sense. I see. Ivy had a shocked expression on her face, but I continued. From this very moment, the dark age has begun in your life. Your future is full of hardships and you'll face a lot of problems. And the period would finally be over in 20 years. 20 years, 3 months, and probably 21 days, I guess. What do you mean? Stop it! As she yelled, she ran out of the house. Maybe I revealed too much. But I have to at least tell her that. After that, Paul demanded compensation from Ivy. It looks like he was spending a lot of money to buy rings and cars, planning to marry her. Ivy begged for help from her lover, but he dumped her instantly. And now she's living a life of guilt back at her parents' house with the baby in her belly. Her lover also got a divorce, and his ex-wife is also asking him to pay for compensation. So both Ivy and the guy are full of debt. Serves them right. After this incident, Paul lost all his confidence.
I'm sorry, Phoebe. They say love makes you blind, but I guess I'm not good at dating after all. It suits my personality better to play with my dinosaur figurines.
That's what he said. Well, it goes with his style, so I'm happy for him. The peaceful days are finally back at my household. It's been a while since I saw you make predictions, but looks like your powers are still with you. I'm thankful you've been saving us from danger since you were little. I haven't felt that way in a long time, but I'm starting to sense things again recently. By the way, Paige, you better head to the southwest direction tomorrow. I bet something that would change your life forever would await you. Your lucky charm is an old man in a cat costume. Huh? I think I know what you're referring to.
Oh, are you talking about one of my friends?
Yup. I'm Paige, age 22. After I graduated a university in Tokyo, I started working for a film company in Tokyo from this year. It was my dream to work in the film industry, so I was really happy. From the next day after my graduation, I stayed at my parents' house, which was an hour train ride from where I lived. And my mom, Penny, also prepared a big celebration for me. Paige, congratulations on getting your dream job. Wow, look at this feast you prepared for me. I'll work really hard in Tokyo. Yep, I'm rooting for you. By the way, Chris, your childhood friend, said he was coming back from his hometown after his graduation. Yeah, Yuki's dad, Mr. Mitch. He made a promise with him to come back after graduating university. Thinking back, because Chris was always there for me since elementary school, I got to have a lot of fun in university too. Now that you're a full-grown adult, work hard and have a fulfilling life. Come on, eat a lot. Yes, back then I thought I'd continue to work hard as a responsible adult in society. And I was full with motivation. But after I started working at my company, many depressing events happened. My work itself was motivating and exciting, and my colleagues were all nice to me too. But the problem was my bosses. The bosses never took their work seriously. Especially the department head, Ford, was really a pain in the neck every day. He would come to my desk in the office.
Paige, are you available tonight?
He would whisper to me like this. Oh gosh, he's doing it again. He's asking me out.
Let's go out drinking together. And afterwards, what do you think?
Disgusting! Plus he has a wife and child. He's horrible! Whenever he asked me out, I would always firmly reject him, of course. By the way, the company I worked for was a small company with just 20 employees. But I've already asked for help from my other bosses who had a higher position than Ford. But as I told you earlier, the executives here are really stupid. He yells to me, "Do you think you're still a student? You're a fully grown adult now. Solve your own problems." I obviously thought that I wouldn't continue working here. But I thought it would be too irresponsible if I quit my job right after I started to work for them. And because I told my mom that I'll work hard in Tokyo, I couldn't just quit so easily. One weekend, Chris was visiting Tokyo from the rural area he lived. Actually, we were dating each other. So that way, I was waiting for him at the classic meeting spot in Tokyo.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I heard a voice, so when I turned to check, I found Ford there. Gosh, I don't want to meet him when I'm not at work! I quickly found a place to hide and observed him from the shadows secretly. It looks like he was meeting up with a girl around my age. She was wearing revealing clothes, and it was obvious that Ford was planning to do nasty things with her. Ugh, so disgusting! First of all, isn't he cheating on his wife? A few minutes later, Chris arrived at the place we agreed to meet. I didn't want to think about Ford on my weekends and get irritated, so I thought I'd just forget about him. And I went to the movies and went shopping with Chris. It was getting late, so when we were walking side by side on our way home...
Oh!
As soon as we turned a corner, I ran into Ford. Next to Ford was the girl in revealing clothes, just like this morning. I felt very awkward, so I quickly looked down and escaped the scene walking briskly past them. But the next day, after I went to work just like usual and when I was working busily, Ford approached me.
Hey Paige, do you like those boring, unrefined types of guys?
He whispered to me again. Huh?
Wearing a t-shirt with jeans? Is he a poor college student or something? There's no way you would choose him over a department head like me.
I ignored Ford and got back to work. But...
Hey, how about we hang out tonight? I promise you'll have more fun with me than when you hang out with that boring guy. Of course, I'll take you anywhere you want to go.
This was going on forever, and I was really busy with my work around that time. So I got a bit harsh with my words and told him, "Gosh, can you stop acting like this? First of all, I thought you had a wife and child, sir. How come you had an affair with a girl you met through a dating app? And even try to have an affair with your junior at work? Oh, you're really horrible. Hearing my loud voice, everyone in the office was staring at me. Ford looked panicked for a second, but the next moment...
What? I never did that! I never had an affair with someone on a dating app. Yeah, it was you who did that!
Huh? What are you saying? I never did that!
Stop lying! Having an affair using a dating app? You're an embarrassment to our company! If our clients find out, our company will lose their trust!
So I'm telling you I never did that! We were arguing for a while, but when my colleague told me, "Paige, you have a phone call from your client," we had to stop. I also heard my other colleagues say to me, "Talk like you're having a conversation with the client." My colleagues saw what was going on and were helping me out. My bosses at work were absolutely stupid, but all of my colleagues are so nice. But the thing is, including the CEO of the company, they all believed what Ford said, not me. It's true that Ford has been working for a long time at this company, and I'm just a new employee who just joined them recently, but it still doesn't make sense. And during the next months, the CEO called me to visit the meeting room, so I went there. Huh? What do you mean I have to quit this company? The CEO continued.
We're already facing financial difficulties, but if our clients find out that we have a problematic employee like you, they might cut off ties with us, and then we'll end up going bankrupt.
Both Ford and the bosses who only believed what Ford said are horrible! I had enough. I thought it would be irresponsible for me to quit right after I joined the company, but I don't want to stay at this place any longer. And in the end, I decided to quit my job. But when my leave was finalized, Ford told me,
It was so uncomfortable working in the same environment as you, who had been cheating on her marriage. But now, I wouldn't have to feel that way. All's well that ends well.
Gosh, he really pisses me off! I got furious and was thinking of a way to somehow get revenge on Ford and the other bosses. But the first thing I have to do is plan how to tell my mom about quitting my job. After I told her that I'd worked super hard in Tokyo looking super motivated, I can't just simply tell her who's rooting for me, and I thought I'd let her down if I quit my job this fast. I wasn't able to tell my mom about it for a long time. But one weekend, my mom suddenly called me. "Hello, Paige! It's an emergency!" My mom was losing her calm. I wondered what was wrong, but as soon as I heard my mom, I was suddenly filled with a sense of guilt for quitting my job, when my mom was always rooting for me. Large drops of tears rolled down my cheeks. Mommy Penny! What's wrong, Paige? Actually, I quit my job. Huh? You quit? At that moment, she went silent. I knew this was gonna happen. I bet Mommy Penny is disappointed in me. That's what I thought. Huh? What? Why are you laughing? Oh, I'm sorry I burst out laughing. But good for you, because that company... When she told me the story, I couldn't help but say... Huh? No way. Really? I was really surprised. After I got to know what would happen to that company, I felt so refreshed. Okay, so one day after half a year had passed since I quit the company, I was back in my hometown from Tokyo. I had something to do at Chris's house, so when I was walking through the neighborhood...
Huh? Oh!
I ran into Ford in front of Chris's house.
You must be Paige, the employee who quit the company half a year ago. After the company found out about your affair, what are you doing in the middle of nowhere? If you're so desperate for guys, do you want me to play you, huh?
Ford used to wear an expensive-looking suit before, but the cloth of his suit that he was wearing now was so thin, and the strings were dangling out, making it look worn out. I couldn't help but giggle. I ended up laughing at him.
Huh?
That worn-out suit you're wearing. The very person who forced me to quit my job was dumped by his wife and child. And see how triple you ended up. You deserve it.
Why? How do you know that I got a divorce?
Huh? I know everything. Your wife found out you were having affairs with numerous girls you met through the dating app, right? And now you pay a huge amount of compensation money and child support. Well, I sent your wife through social media the photos I had of you having an affair, and I revealed to her that you were cheating on her using the dating app. It's me who did it!
What? It was you!
There's no way I would stay silent after what he did to me. After it was finalized that I had to quit my job, every weekend I would wait at the meeting spot where I ran into him the other day and filmed videos and took photos of him having affairs again using my smartphone. Then I looked up his name on the internet and I found his SNS accounts, so I figured out his wife's SNS account as well and sent the photos. I told everything to his wife. His wife thanked me. Thank you for telling me the truth. And since then, she would inform me saying, I got custody over my child, or I demanded him to pay back compensation, and gave me updates. There was one more thing I knew about. At the same time, your company merged with a bigger corporation and the executive board was replaced, so I bet your life is hard now. Serves you right.
What?
Actually, before I completely quit my job, my mom called, and she told me that the company I worked for is going to be merged into a different corporation, and as a result of an internal investigation, they decided to replace all the executive board members.
Huh? Before you quit the company? Why did your mom know about everything? Before you quit the company, even the executive board, including me, didn't know anything about it yet.
Then at that moment, a black, expensive car stopped in front of us. The person who got off the car was Chris's father, Mr. Mitch. Then Ford did something.
Mr. Mitch!
He got onto his knees. You're right, it was Mr. Mitch who merged the company Ford and I worked for. He is the CEO of a large film company located in the rural area.
Please hire me too! I heard that my juniors who worked for me back then work at you and your client's company under very nice conditions. I really don't understand why you haven't hired me, who used to be the department head. My wife and child left me and I'm struggling to find a new job and I'm barely making ends meet.
Please go home. Then Mommy Penny got out from the driver's seat. Actually, Mommy Penny works as Mr. Mitch's driver and secretary. That day, Mommy Penny found out that my company was going to be merged by Mr. Mitch, and she hurriedly tried to call me after she got permission by Mr. Mitch. But because I already told her that I'd quit the company, she couldn't hold in her laughter for how it happened at the right timing. As a result of an internal investigation, the CEO has already decided that the former executive board is no longer needed, and the decision is final. There's nothing we can do even if you begged. It turns out that the CEO of the company I used to work for was Mr. Mitch's junior at university. He asked Mr. Mitch if he could buy his company from him because his sales weren't doing well. He made his request so suddenly one day. Mr. Mitch, is Chris home? When I asked him, he smiled and said,
Yup, come in.
Look at us having a casual conversation.
Oh, Mr. Mitch, what's your relationship with Miss Paige?
He looked so surprised. So I smirked and told him, he's the father of my future husband.
What the hell?
Yeah, I just got engaged with Chris a while ago. The man you've been calling so boring, Chris, is the only son of Mr. Mitch. Then Mr. Mitch glared at Ford, saying,
You call Chris boring? No! I'm so sorry!
Ford had tears in his eyes while his knees were still on the ground. Mr. Mitch, Mommy Penny, and I got inside the house, but Ford would continue yelling outside the house.
Please, listen to me!
It was very troubling, so Mommy Penny called the police. Soon, the police took Ford away, who was weeping, and everything went silent as if nothing had happened. I got to know what happened to Ford after that from the direct messages his ex-wife sent me through social media. Firstly, it seemed like he finally found a new job and started working there, but it was such an evil company. He didn't get paid much, but had to work until late every day. He often had to work on the weekends as well, and he was getting worn out day by day. He soon became mentally ill and started to shut himself inside the house. Ford no longer had the energy to even play with the girls. After he started to shut himself in, he managed to quit the evil company, but he had no motivation to work somewhere else. He got kicked out of his apartment, and after he trespassed into his friend's attic and started to live there without their permission, he got arrested. It turns out he was also stealing their valuables and won't be coming out of jail anytime soon. By the way, the other executive board members who were my bosses were also unable to find a new job, and they all started working part-time. But because they had a habit of being lazy, they got fired no matter where they worked. At the end, their wives and children left them, and some even had to borrow money from the underground lenders, and others live in cardboard boxes by the river. Serves them right. On the contrary, I officially got married to Chris. And at Mr. Mitch's company, I've been able to work in the film industry again. I'm having a very fulfilling life. Oh, by the way, when I went back to my parents' house to learn how to cook, I had a conversation with Mommy Penny. By the way, why were you so obsessed about working in Tokyo in the first place? You could have just asked Mr. Mitch and arranged an interview at his company. Because Mr. Mitch was always nice to me, so it would be like I was joining through connections. I thought that was wrong. I see, but I think you understand now that you started working for him. Mr. Mitch is the type of person who analyzes how motivated and talented each of his employees are. Yeah, I know that very well now. And I've been learning a lot of things every day after I joined Mr. Mitch's company. I'll work hard so that I can finally become an adult you can be proud of. I'm Paige, a 27-year-old housewife. I live a happy life with my husband and Pam, my daughter, who is in senior class at kindergarten. My husband has a pretty high income, so we're not short of money or anything. But as a housewife who is in charge of the finances, I have to try my best to save money. Hi, I want to buy this. I'll pay with my credit card. In order to save as much money shopping for groceries, it's definitely necessary to save all kinds of points provided by different services. For example, I would save points with my credit card alongside the points provided by the shop. A wise housewife tries their best to save money. But some people go overboard when trying to save these points. For instance, one of my mom friends, Maria, whose child goes to the same kindergarten as mine, she's so focused on saving points that, from my point of view, she looks like she's going a bit too overboard. It happened when I was having lunch with my mom friends before we went to pick up our children at the kindergarten. It was so delicious. Thanks for the meal. This place provides great lunch deals. I'm so full! It's about time to go pick up our kids. Should we get going? Do you want to separate the bill, or should we all pay it all together? I'll go pay all together. Hand me the money for the dish you ate. $15 each. As always, Maria, one of my mom friends, started to lead our conversation when it was time to pay. I knew what she was planning. If she paid with her credit card, she'll get to save all the points. So she wants to be the one who goes to the cashier to pay for all of us. Even if the price isn't that expensive for each of us, when add it all up, she'll be able to save a decent amount of points. I appreciate that she volunteers to pay the total on our behalf, but it's annoying when she forces us to do so even if some of us don't want to. Oh, sorry, I only have large bills today. Can we pay separately today? No, we can't. You have to bring the exact amount when we have lunch together. Go to the convenience store over there or make some change. Wait a minute. Do we really have to go that far? This restaurant allows us to pay separately, so let's do so this time. What are you saying? You don't have common sense. Even when the restaurant says we can pay separately, you should all pay together just to be nice. She has a point. But forcing someone to go to the convenience store just to get small change to pay all together, I'm not sure about that. Like this, Maria is always demanding so that she can save points. This small thing was very important to her, and her lifestyle was based on if she can save points or not. And her strategy nowadays is to make reservations for lunch and drinking parties using the booking website on the internet. She would always save both the store points and credit card points. Plus, she even got points from the booking website as well. And she confidently says that you can call yourself a wise wife once you start saving 3 different points at once. One day, Eve, the parent leader of our class in kindergarten, asked for my opinion about where to hold the mom-friend drinking party to get to know each other. Hey, I heard your father is the owner of Bar Pease Village. Yeah, that's right. My family owns a local bar, and because I still live in my hometown after marriage, I would take my husband and Pam to go have a meal there. I don't want to be biased as the daughter, but the bar is known for serving good food and have a good reputation for the service. And thanks to the positive reviews, we're never short of customers. Is it possible to have a drinking party at Pease Village? Oh, that's a good idea. I always wanted to visit Pease Village. I've heard good reviews not only about the alcoholic beverages, but also the food. But wouldn't it be inconvenient for them if we visit them in large numbers with our kids? There's 25 students in our class, so if we're going to invite both the mom and child, 50 people are going to visit at once. If we're too loud, that might be a problem. But there's not too many problematic students in the class, and as long as the kids don't run around inside, it should be fine. My dad welcomes customers with kids, too. The second floor of the bar is a room with floor mats, so if we can reserve the whole room for us, we can enjoy our meal without having to worry about the other customers. Yay, I'm so excited. Let's hold the party at Pease Village then. Yep, I'll talk to my dad and book the room for us. We found a place where we can hold a large drinking party with moms and their kids, and if 50 customers are visiting at once, that will produce great profit for my family too. So it's a win-win situation, and I was very thankful for it. But it was Maria who opposed this idea. Huh? I thought we couldn't make a reservation at Pease Village using a booking website. It's not worth going to a restaurant that can't be booked through a booking website at this digital age. My dad is not a tech person, so Pease Village is not registered for any gourmet websites or booking websites. But I'll talk to my dad directly about the reservations, so there's nothing to be worried about. That's not what I mean. I'm telling you that a restaurant where you can't even use a booking website to make a reservation is definitely problematic in terms of service as well. Does it make sense to you now? Yeah, I also told my dad that it's about time to start attracting customers using the internet too. I heard that booking websites are effective to prevent sudden cancels of reservations, which are getting common nowadays. But my dad says that the customers who visit his bar are all nice people. So he told me none of them lack common sense and would dare to cancel so suddenly. No way! How old-fashioned can he be? Of course I admit that he has old-fashioned views, but that doesn't mean Maria can look down on him like this. I know what Maria has in her mind. If the mom friend's drinking party is actually going to be held at my dad's bar, she wouldn't be able to collect her points, so she wants to make sure that never happens no matter what. But if I try to convince her to hold the drinking party at Pease Village, she might think I'm just promoting my family business for our profit. So I decided not to recommend my dad's bar too much. And because we still have time until the day of the drinking party, we didn't decide the exact place during that conversation and left it for later. But something that would make Maria even more furious happened a few days later. One day when I went to pick up Pam at the kindergarten, as usual, Maria stomped towards me as soon as she saw me. Hey, Paige! What do you think you're doing? Huh? What are you talking about? What Maria told me was about me taking my mom friends, Eve and Sally, to my dad's bar, and she seemed mad about us having a meal at Pease Village. When we had a conversation about Pease Village, Eve and Sally told me that they wanted to visit, so we all went to have a meal there with our husbands and kids. It wasn't a drinking party or anything, but a rather private meal. Is something wrong with that? It's a huge problem! What if everyone starts visiting a restaurant where you can't even use a booking website to make a reservation? If everyone likes Pease Village, it might become our favorite place to have a meal. From my perspective, I would be glad if more customers visited. But the choice is completely up to my mom friends, and I wasn't necessarily promoting my family business. Maria, it's up to them to decide where they want to have a meal. It's not like you always have to be in charge of paying the bill altogether. It's nice that you're working hard to save points, but how about you do it within the bounds of common sense? I thought I calmly gave her some advice, but after I hit the mark, Maria suddenly got furious and took out her anger on me. What? Are you trying to say that I'm taking away everyone else's points? When was I ever desperate to collect points? You always do that, I had the urge to tell her, but I held it in. Thanks to the other mom friends who came to calm her down, it didn't get any worse than that. But Maria was furious. Considering Maria's personality, I don't think she'll leave someone who made her so furious alone. I knew she was somehow going to get revenge on me. I was having a bad feeling about it. And unfortunately, my guess turned out to be right. Time passed by, and today was the day of the drinking party with my mom friends from Pam's kindergarten. We did struggle to decide where to hold the drinking party, but at the end, it was going to be held at my dad's bar, Pease Village. Huh? You're asking if Maria, the point moster, didn't disagree with our decision? Actually, Pease Village registered for a booking website on the internet last month. She had a point where she said it's normal to make reservations using booking websites. And when I convinced my dad that creating an environment where customers can easily visit should be part of the service too, and I registered for the booking website on his behalf. When I told my mom friends about that, Maria quickly volunteered that she'll be in charge of making a reservation for the drinking party. But it looks like it was her first time using that particular booking website. So she was motivated to collect the 1,000 points the website gave out for new registrants. I'll collect so many points. I have to fill in my name, address, credit card information, my preferences, and family information. Oh, I don't think you have to answer all that. Some of the answers are not required. I don't care. They give me an additional 1,000 points if I fill in all my profile. A wise housewife is willing to put in a lot of effort and time. Oh, I see. As expected from a point monster. Well, it's completely up to the person to decide how much personal information they're willing to share, so it's none of my business. We struggled in the planning process, but it's finally the day of the drinking party. My dad is also preparing busily to host a total of 50 customers today. I had something to do at my parents' house, so I came here a bit earlier, but I guess my mom friends should be arriving anytime soon. But after 10 minutes, no one was still here. Will they arrive just on time? It's been 30 minutes now and it was time for the drinking party to begin. But no one was still here.
Hey Paige, your friends are still not here? The meals I prepared for them are gonna go cold.
Yeah, wait a second. This is weird. Is everyone coming late? But even after an hour passed, I was the only one sitting in the floor mat room of the second floor of Pease Village. The low tables were filled with numerous dishes that were enough to serve 50 people, and although they were all steaming hot at the beginning, they were starting to go cold as time passed by. This is definitely weird. There's no way 50 people would all be an hour late. I wasn't in charge of the planning, so I didn't want to stand out too much, and I haven't contacted anyone about it yet. But I could no longer keep silent. I decided to give Maria, who was in charge of planning the drinking party, a call. Hello? Maria quickly answered my call, and she seemed to be in a bustling environment, and I could hear people having fun. Maria, where are you now? I've been waiting forever at Pease Village. When I told her, Maria suddenly burst out laughing. What? Why are you there? Huh? Oh, didn't you get the message? We changed the venue. Huh? I was really surprised. Why? I thought you made a reservation at Pease Village to have our drinking party there. Oh, it's because I found an even better restaurant, that's why. You know, even if your bar got registered for a booking website, it's just an old-fashioned low-tech bar in the first place. I wanted us to visit a fancy and gorgeous restaurant. No way! Then what are you gonna do about my dad's bar? We have the dishes ready and we're all set! What can I do? All of us are gathered here already and the drinking party has started. We can't go to your bar now, so let me cancel my reservation this time. Maria said optimistically. If the reservation to serve 50 customers gets cancelled, it would be a huge loss for the restaurant. That woman! She must have made a reservation at my dad's bar just to cancel on the day to get revenge on me. I was furious after I found out what Maria's plan was. But I kept my calm and asked Maria. I don't mind if you want to cancel, but my dad's bar requires you to pay in advance. Huh? I thought you were the one that made the reservation. You made a reservation for 50 people and paid in advance using your credit card? Huh? Maria was shocked. The booking website Pease Village registered for allows users to choose whether they want to pay at the restaurant or pay in advance using their credit card. By having an option to pay in advance, restaurants don't have to worry about suffering a loss when customers cancel on the day. So the staff recommended that we should also have the option for paying in advance on our page. Of course, there are merits for the users too, and they get more points if they choose to pay in advance. Oh, Maria, did you choose to pay in advance, allured by the fact that you'll get more points? Although you were planning to cancel on the day? Huh? Well, as long as you pay, we won't have to suffer a loss even if you cancel on the day. Even if you already paid from your credit card, you can't collect money from the other mom friends now, so I guess you'll be paying for everything at Pease Village. Huh? No way, I can't! It's too late to say that! And although my dad's bar won't be suffering a financial loss, now that you've wasted all the dishes my dad put his heart in to cook, there's no way we're not furious about what you did. I'll tell all the mom friends in our class about what happened, and I'll make sure that you won't be the one to make reservations for drinking parties in the future. Huh? Why? It's obvious! You're so obsessed with collecting points, you even decided to cancel on the day of the reservation. No one will trust one who lacks common sense like you. You'll probably lose friends, but at least you have your point savings as your friends. Maria broke down in tears on the other end of the phone call. After that, I revealed Maria's plan to my other mom friends in my class. And Maria got hated by every one of our mom friends. Not only at drinking parties, but also at our usual meal gatherings. No one would dare to join Maria, and she would always be left alone. Moreover, she wasn't able to pay for her credit card bills the next month, and her husband also found out what she did, and he ended up taking her wallet away. She can no longer collect her favorite points, and now that she lost her only hobby, it's as if her soul left her body. That day, 50 customers canceled their reservation at Pease Village, and my dad got really upset for a while. But my mom friends visited for a meal as a way to express their apology after they found out what happened, and as a result, the number of our regular customers increased. Now my dad's bar is getting even more famous as a bar where parents can enjoy a meal with their kids thanks to the positive reviews. The bar became so popular, it was nearly impossible to make a reservation, so it turns out there was no point in registering for the booking website. We had to go through a lot because of Maria, but I guess all's well that ends well. My name is Paige, 26 years old. Tanner, my boyfriend of 4 years, proposed to me and we're getting married. When I told my best friends Hannah and Nicole, they were very happy for me. Especially Hannah, she even cried tears of joy. Hannah, why are you crying? You're making me cry too. Because I thought you would be single forever. That's why I'm very happy for you that I can't stop crying tears of joy. I think that's a bit rude to think that way, but oh well. Because Paige, you never told us you had a boyfriend and we never met the guy, you know? Well, I guess you're not wrong. Sorry about that. I felt a little embarrassed. I agree with what Hannah just said. We're your best friends and we've never even met your fiance. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. These are my two best friends and we've been friends since we were very little. Though we are very good friends, I'm not the type of person who shares about my private life. Like when I had a boyfriend and when I got dumped. I never told anyone about them. Of course, when I'm alone, I worry a lot. So with that said, I have a request for both of you. What kind of request? It's unlike you to ask us to do something. What do you want us to do? Well, if you don't mind, I was thinking of asking you guys for a speech at my wedding. It's fine if you don't want to do it. I'm sorry it's so sudden. What are you saying? Of course we will. That's right. You're our best friend after all. Who else would do it if we don't? I'm so glad you're okay with giving a speech. I don't know what I would have done if you said no. I'm so excited for your wedding ceremony, Paige. Yeah, I'm excited to see you in your wedding dress, Paige. Really? I feel happy to hear that. I feel relieved because now I successfully asked my friends to give a speech. With that out of the way, I can now concentrate on other aspects of 10 wedding ceremony. Or so I thought. But then I heard wonderful news from Nicole. Actually, I also got a boyfriend. What, really? I'm so happy for you! So you have a new boyfriend now too, Nicole? I feel like I'm left out and missing out on stuff. I feel happy for the both of you. By the way, Paige, Nicole's boyfriend is not cool. What? That means you already met him? Yeah, that's right. Hannah happened to bump into us on our date. Yeah, that's right. It's such a coincidence. That's when I introduced them to each other. Is that so? By the way, my boyfriend's name is Tanner. What? Tanner? Yeah! My heart skipped a beat for a second because it was the same name as my fiance. But it's just a coincidence, right? Tanner is quite a common name after all. He's so kind and he is so devoted to me. You sound like you're head over heels. You two should at least share some of your happiness with me. No, I don't want to. Happiness is something you create after all. You agree with me, right, Paige? That's right. I think so too. After that, we chatted some more about our current life updates and we had a great time together like we always do. After that, my hectic work life continued, but as for Tanner as well, it was a busy season at his company too, so he had consecutive days of doing overtime work.
Paige, I'm sorry. I still have plenty of work to do, so I can't see you today. I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You're very busy at work. There's nothing we can do about that.
I'm sorry for making you do all the planning for the wedding, Paige. I promise I will help out on my days off, okay?
Don't worry about it, Tanner. I finished most of the meetings with the wedding planner. We might both be busy with work, but don't forget to take care of your health, okay?
You're right. Thanks for understanding, Paige.
He seems to be very busy every day lately. I feel sad that I can't see him, but I guess I'll just have to focus on what I can do. After we get married and live together, we'll get to see each other every day after all. Just like that, we couldn't see each other for days. Days and weeks passed without being able to see each other. But Tanner is also very busy at work, so I guess there's nothing I can do about that. I could only think of how helpless I was. But you know what? One night when I checked my socials before bed, I read a tweet from Nicole. #date night, #filled with happiness. I'm supposed to be happy too, but I feel jealous of Nicole for being so happy. Then the day of our wedding finally arrived. The wedding ceremony that I've been waiting for. I can't believe I'm finally getting married! I was thinking of how happy I am to finally get married to the love of my life. Tanner, who was in the waiting room, said to me when he saw me in my wedding dress.
Paige, you are very beautiful. You're the most beautiful bride I've ever seen.
Thank you, Tanner. Let's make today the best day of our lives.
Yes, of course. I've never met your friends yet, so introduce me to them today, okay?
Sure. I'll introduce you to my best friends who will be giving speeches later, okay? After Tanner and I had a short conversation, I did some final preparations for the wedding ceremony. Paige, I finally found you! Congratulations on your wedding! You look so beautiful! Congratulations, Paige! That's right, you look so pretty! Hannah and Nicole, thanks for coming today! I'm so glad to see you! I was worried I wouldn't see you before the ceremony started. What are you saying? Of course we came to check on you. We're your best friends after all. Where's the groom? Oh, I just talked to Tanner a couple of minutes ago. I told him that I'd introduce you both to him later. Huh? Tanner? Is your groom's name also named Tanner? He's the same name as my boyfriend. What a coincidence, right? You're right. Nicole, Hannah, and I had a great time together like we always do. That's when Tanner made his way towards me. I waved at him, excited to introduce my two best friends to him, but Hannah suddenly said something very shocking. Paige, you should immediately get a divorce. I mean, if you still haven't officially registered your marriage, I think you should not marry him. Huh? I was confused as to why Hannah would say that to me out of the blue. However, when Tanner saw Nicole, his face became paler and paler. Huh? Why are you here, Tanner? What? Tanner, you know each other?
Huh? Well, I don't know her.
I thought you were my boyfriend, but wait, what is happening? Wait, what? Wait a second, what do you mean? What in the world is happening right now? I have no idea what is happening in front of me. Today is supposed to be a once-in-a-lifetime wedding. What's happening? I was so confused that I didn't know what to do. That's when Hannah said something. I guess I was right. What do you mean, Hannah? What do you mean you were right? Remember that time when I bumped into you and Tanner on a date? Yes. When I saw Tanner, I thought he looked familiar. I remembered just now that Tanner is also in a relationship with my coworker.
Ah!
What? Wait a second, I don't understand what's happening. I couldn't keep up with all the shocking new revelations. To put it simply, he's in a relationship with several women. I thought of telling you about it at the right moment, but I can't believe that he's Paige's fiance. What? You've got to be kidding me. This can't be real. I can't believe this. This is not real, right? You told me that our relationship is in the premise of marriage, right?
No, I think you misunderstood me. I don't remember saying that.
What? Tanner, explain yourself!
You're the only one I love, Paige.
Unbelievable! I won't forgive you. This is unforgivable. How dare you ruin this special day that I've been looking forward to and worked so hard for? How dare you break my heart and my best friend's heart? I started thinking ways to send him to hell. After all, I couldn't marry such a horrible bastard, and I won't be satisfied until I punish him and make him suffer. Just when I was thinking those thoughts in my head. Wait a second. Why are you here, Tanner?
Alice? Why are you here too?
Huh? That's because she's my coworker and I invited her? That's right, Alice, who is my good friend and coworker. It seems like he cheated on me with Alice, too. I should make his punishment even worse. Wait a second. I wonder how you know Alice, too.
I don't know either. What's happening? Today's a very weird day, isn't it?
What is this bastard saying? I marched up to Tanner and grabbed him by the collar.
Ah!
I then slapped him hard on the face. Tanner was caught off guard and collapsed on the floor. Well, that felt refreshing. After that, my parents dragged Tanner out of the room and he cried like a baby. Of course, the wedding was cancelled. My mother and father, as well as Tanner's mother and father and me, apologized to the guests and we gave back the gifts that they gave us. I felt exhausted mentally too, but after that incident, I demanded alimony from him for breaking off the engagement. In addition to that, I also demanded that he pay for the cancellation of the venue. and also for other wedding expenses. Of course, I demanded alimony from him, and the other women he fooled also demanded a huge amount of alimony. As a result, Tanner ended up with a debt of a couple $100,000 in a day. He got what he deserved. He had a downfall in life and hit rock bottom. It was not long after that he was caught by the debt collectors. I'm sorry, it's my fault we ended up in that situation. What are you apologizing for? We're both victims, right? There's not a single thing that you should be apologizing for. You might be right about that, but I guess we all learned something from this, right? As for you, Paige, I think you should stop keeping things secret, and when you have a boyfriend, make sure you tell us and introduce him to us, okay? Yeah, I promise to do so. Come to think of it, if only you'd introduced your boyfriend to us, I wouldn't have dated him in the first place. You're right, I'm sorry. I feel ashamed of myself. Well, there's nothing we can do about it now. The past is in the past after all. But for that matter, since you were keeping secrets from us, you'll be treating us today, okay? Well, I guess we'll call it even then. I'll reflect on my actions and will ask for your advice from now on, okay? Now with that said, I will treat you today. Order as much as you want until your stomachs are full, okay?
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!